thwarted by the Ibrox undersoil heat, but will the chill factor affect this crowd much more tellingly than the wind from the northeast? A Big Ek, on his managerial debut here, can't record his first win against a club which hasn't achieved a win in the last 5 matches. Rangers striving to bring in new talent to midfield, have to make do with an improvised setup again, hoping Barry Ferguson can weld them together. And without doubt, the name of the Mercurial, Lorenzo Amoruso, received the warmest reception by the crowd in his return from suspension to the heart of Rangers defence. Dundee United won 2-0 the last time they were here and make 3 changes from last week's draw with Aberdeen. Tasso Benitez and Stephen Thompson come in to replace Hasni El Joffrey, Jim Hamilton and Stephen McConnell, which makes room for Charlie Miller, who many thought would reach the heights when he wore a Rangers jersey, and comes back today perhaps to haunt them. Referee today, Mr. Kenny Clark. Well, there hasn't been too much seasonal encouragement for these two clubs. On the one hand, Rangers having an AGM trying to convince people that the debt, huge debt, is serviceable, and Dundee United, backstabbing going on there in Dundee at the moment, resembles Chicago, I think, in the Roaring 20s. One never knows how it's going to pan out for them, but can these two teams put all that behind them and put on a display fitting for this Christmas season? We certainly hope so. United, of course, won the last time they were here, which must give them some encouragement. And by all accounts, they played extremely well against Aberdeen last week, without much return on that, as did Rangers. Now Conterman trying to find out Valadzi, and he does, in his favourite position on the left-hand side. Lovely little ball to Newman. That's well whipped across, but nobody had come up for that. He had outstripped everybody there, and that's a throw to Rangers. But good movement again by Valadzi on the left, and I think it will be fatal for United if they allow the man that kind of latitude on the left-hand side. Play to Charlie Miller. Stephen Carson on this right-hand side. Well enough tackled, and well, I think in fact United have been given a free kick for that. Shot at goal, and Amoruso just stabs away. Well, that's a very good shot there by David Partridge. He measured it up, took his time, very calculatedly, and smote it towards goal, but you could see Kloss dealt with it with that degree of competence. Well, United are playing with the kind of confidence where they can knock it about in midfield like this. Beautifully taken by Carson. Thompson had come away wide right, and it's away by Ross. Here's De Boer, brilliant turn by De Boer. Valadzi should get it, and he does. Valadzi, in and go. He does it. Cleanly taken by the Georgian. Dundee United had pushed forward, left themselves vulnerable on that right-hand side of their defence. He had a long way to run. Now, I've seen him on one-on-ones at Ibrox before that he has missed. This time he made absolutely sure, I think perhaps deceiving the goalkeeper, who might have felt he was going to play it wider to his left. And Rangers go one in front at a crucial time in this game. Dundee United were coming into the game with confidence, as I said. That's a good ball inside. Little 1-2 being played. And United's best move of the game so far, almost finished off by Tasso Benitez. Little 1-2's being played there. He went back in for it. There's a challenge. There's the ball played back inside. Well, he did see the whites of that goalkeeper's eyes, and that's the nearest they've come yet to a goal. What a swing in it. It's off and it's in again. Thompson got the equaliser. Well, where was the goalkeeper? Indeed, where was the entire Rangers defence? I mean, Laughlin was left not wholly uncovered. but given a surprising amount of freedom here. There he is. Well, you could see that Condiment completely lost sight of where the ball was. He was looking elsewhere. Well, there's Alex Smith right in the middle with his arms folded there. You know, that man's name's being tossed about like a piece of spent tissue paper up in Dundee at the moment, which is a great shame, since he brought about stability in the last year to Dundee United. Hope they don't forget that. Rickson. Rangers can't make progress. Here's Advaladze. Now De Boer. Plenty passes by Rangers. Just lacking that penetration again. Rickson wants the final ball. Going to be late. Newman can't get it. The wrong side of him, his right hand side. Good move by Rangers and Rickson. Here's Vidmar. Well, that's a very good ball. Advaladze! Now, one wonders why he took it just as quickly as that. I don't think he quite needed to take it at that angle. He had a little bit of leeway to let it bounce just a little more in front of him. Well, Patterson and Benitez again have added to that midfield that United have. He's playing a lot of good football. Here's Condiment. Once again, poor pass forward by Condiment. Played out there by Craig Easton. Picked up there, now Flo can't pick it up. Lovely ball put through there. It required that instant touch though. Ross. De Boer. Flo. Here's Ross. Beautiful little touch, and Ross took it too far, I think. He gets a corner kick, but again his first touch let him down. Watch this glorious piece of play. And it was that touch there where he pushed it just too far ahead. He had to go towards the goal line again. Nevertheless, a corner kick. It is Amoruso. And on his return from suspension, the big fella leaps up there with delight. A simple goal, but very effective. And he comes across to the new management team and gives them both a hug, as if to say, welcome, and maybe you'll make me captain after that. The Rangers support right behind that goal, rising to the man who gives them encouragement again. After going a bit flat, they're back in the lead. Here's Ross. De Boer. Ferguson plays it simply. Advaladze. Newman. Condiment. Advaladze. Rangers playing with a bit more confidence now, right on the half-time whistle. Well, a kind of roar of relief from the Rangers supporters. They had taken that lead. An excellent goal by Advaladze after that long run towards the goalkeeper, keeping his cool, near post, and in it went. And then Dundee United, who had been coming back into the game, playing good possession football in midfield, got a goal, which I think well, no disrespect to them, came from shoddy defending. And in it went eventually from Thompson after Loughlin had caused a panic by being there. And then up came Amoruso, absolutely delighted not just to come back into the Rangers side, but to lead from the front, as the former captain likes to do. Rangers leading at half-time by 2-1. Well, at the start of this second half, I did say at the start of the first half that Rangers had fielded an improvised midfield, and indeed that's the way they've been playing it. It hasn't been with any great self-assurance, but they are in the lead. And given the fact that Dundee United had a lot of possession in that game and still worked away at it, even though they were behind and did get the equaliser, they could still make a game of it if they keep their head. Well, there might have been a hand used there, but the referee might have considered that to be accidental. That's meant for Equalizing again. Here he is. Certainly going for it! Well, there's no intention for that man to part with the ball. Good control. A very difficult ball to take in the first instance, and he did well. Watch the high bounce here. Thompson, who did well to get out of that. There's a shot. And Amoruso wasn't at all happy with the sport he was given. Too many players around him there, and he did very well to keep that control and get that shot in at all. United crowding them in midfield. Amoruso comes away with it though. There's a run by Rickson. Here's Equalizing's onside. Equalizing going in, and that's it. Tremendous. A second for Equalizing. Running the full length of the field again. He had the option of maybe putting it inside to Rickson, who I think was impeded in any case. He decided it's my ball. And so it was. 54 minutes on the clock, and Rangers are now storming ahead, thanks again to the Georgian. Patterson, a lot of pace in there. Amoruso comes away with it. He judged that well enough. Here's Flo, Rickson. Amoruso pulled out of position, put in there by Patterson. And no cover at all. Newman ran away from that. That's an incredible goal. They ran away from Thompson. Good on the lad for the way he took it eventually. But watch this extraordinary running away and leaving him on his own. Not exactly the easiest of gifts, because he had eventually defenders coming down on him. And he swatted it in. Contivan. Equalizing. Couldn't quite get the decent control. Equalizing again. Here's Flo with it. And it's to the wrong side of the net. And I think he made it difficult for himself by dragging it away to the left. Once again, wonderful play by Equalizing, setting the big Norwegian up here, but that was a very, very fine angle to take the ball, even though he had turned the defence inside out. Miller. Thompson shielding it again. Back he goes, Contiman. Oh, that's a great effort by Charlie Miller. And that, I think, exposed the defensive frailty of Contiman as he seemed to lose track of that ball again, allowing Charlie Miller the shot at goal. On to Equalizing. Good movement by Newman. Has to cut back the way though. Here's Equalizing. Ferguson. Brunterman did that well enough. Now Ross swings it over and it's in the air, it's off the line. Newman, great save. And Rangers couldn't kill him off there. Tremendous run here by Ross, an excellent ball, the best ball he's put in this afternoon, trundling beyond everybody. Gallagher there, but look at this last one coming up from Newman. He stood his ground bravely. And once again Ross beaten on the outside. Comes back though, and he's given support as Amoruso comes forward. Arveladze getting again. What a tremendous second half Arveladze's had. Trailing players in his wake. Great football, De Boer. Puts it across strongly, and I think that might be a chronic kick. It is indeed. And United again had more players in that area than Rangers, and thus they survived this excellent play by Ronald De Boer, who looked up, where is it? And there was nobody to help him. Ross slightly hesitated. United looking dangerous again. That's a great effort. It must be this time just past. Wonderful effort to get an equaliser there as that Rangers defence was taken apart again. That is played through there, and since he's come on, McConnell has been running at that defence. Missed there, and then the second one coming in and away to the side, put up by the Rangers defenders. Coming in, Ronnie O'Brien coming from that right hand side. Looked like a push, and it was. Rickson's onside. Oh, it's almost an own goal. That's a brilliant save. Really was a magnificent save. Instinctive. Amoruso goes away. Needed a little bit of support again. He's been dragged out of position. Can United take advantage of this? Here's Ferguson. Free kick. And it goes to De Boer. Neat turn by De Boer. Arveladze. There's a shot that's just passed. Well, he did very well to get that little manoeuvre, little shuffle after De Boer had set him up for it. Defender in front of him, he does that very well. And there goes the final whistle. Alec McLeish has attained his first victory as a Rangers manager. But what a struggle. Opening goal by Arveladze, setting the stage for him being, in my opinion, the man of the match. Then Thompson coming in for that equaliser, followed by Amoruso with the header, and then running to his management team to embrace him. Arveladze with another splendid goal, and then Thompson given an absolute gift to give Dundee United a chance. Let's just say in the most Christmassy, charitable way about Rangers that Big Egg has a lot of hard work to do with this outfit. Final score, Rangers 3, Dundee United 2.
How important was it for you to get that first win, get that out of the way?
Very important, yeah, it was very important. I think the players were a wee bit anxious as well to get the win, and at times they were trying to do each other's job when they have to trust their teammates at times. But overall, I felt the commitment and application was tremendous, and you know, we should have made it more comfortable for ourselves.
I thought we deserved the draw at least. We played a lot of good football. We created and made some very good chances. Scored a couple of good goals, but I just felt we were slightly careless in the losing of goals, particularly the one just before half time when we have to defend a corner and get into the dressing room at one each would have been a big score for us.
Dundee United played some really good stuff, and if we wouldn't have they maybe had a bit of luck at the end there, they might have snatched a draw. But they look good, and I think if they keep going if they keep playing the way they played today, they'll be further up the table.
Yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The game against Aberdeen last week, I thought maybe we just edged the result there, and the Livingston the week prior to that, and we've just not had the full rewards of our performances. But we've just got to keep going that way, keep the confidence up, and we're a young side. I keep saying that, and we're learning the game, and we really have to learn to defend better when we're attacking. The first goal was an example of that.
Every game I play is a bonus. I've got to learn for each game, but I'm sure the gaffer, Jan and Andy will help me, and also the players help me as well. It's a great experience playing any time, but I want to keep playing though. I don't want to just play in and then out again. I want to keep playing. I want to make up my jersey.
Graham Spears watching those highlights with me here in the studio. Graham, Archie thought Rangers were unconvincing, but I thought Dundee United made it very hard for them.
They did. I think Dundee United have made genuine, impressive progress under Alex Smith. Rangers have different problems, you know, too many parts, you could say, that don't make a very good whole. And of the parts they have, there's an imbalance, too many strikers, not enough midfield players. Yesterday, for example, of the 4 Rangers midfield players, only one of them, and one who wants to leave, Barry Ferguson, was a genuine midfielder. Against that, Rangers had 4 against Dundee United, soaking the midfield with 5 players. So the shape and everything didn't help Rangers, but Dundee United did well.
They do have a top-class striker though, Rangers, in the shape of Shota Arveladze. Marvellous game from him yesterday, first and second half.
I agree with you, Jim. I mean, Arveladze was a great favourite among the Ajax fans, and I think it was a very good investment for Rangers to take him. He finished here very well. I thought just here he'd pushed it a bit too far left. But he's got a sweet left foot, and he showed that he could finish well. And Dundee United, this was a great creation from Robert de Boer. When Robert de Boer creates like that, he's a wonderful player to watch. It's rather sparse, you would say, his such contributions. But Arveladze shows that he can operate well on the wide flank. I'm not convinced it's his best position, but he can do it okay.
And he's always looking to run into the spaces, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got great elements to his play. He's strong, he's muscular, he's got pace, he's got balance. We saw throughout the game yesterday he can actually shoot with either foot, even though his left is his best. He's a very all-round competitive player.
And this was a magnificent finish for him, because he still had a load of work to do from there.
Well, this is an example of him using his right foot. Again, his left foot would have been his favoured foot, but he's got sufficient balance and sufficient confidence to come inside. Coming inside was the best thing to do, because he would wrong foot the defender. But he had the confidence to come inside knowing he could trust his right foot as much as his left.
And he said afterwards he's just glad to be in the team, but how can you leave him out in this kind of form?
Well, exactly. I mean, I think apart from all these efforts that he was queuing up to take yesterday, I think he's now scored something like 11 in 13 games for Rangers. It's a pretty impressive tally for a player who has essentially been playing out wide and who may, hand on heart, prefer an old-fashioned centre-forward berth as his own position.
What impressed me about Dundee United yesterday was the way they passed the ball around, and of course one of these moves leads to their goal, which does admittedly comes from a set piece.
Well, I thought Alex Smith set them out very cleverly yesterday, as I said, by flooding the midfield with players. They were numerically superior to Rangers, and because they were numerically superior, they managed to get from the middle third to the final third pretty well. Loughlin got up well here, got a lucky break, the ball came off the bar, but United at that point were clearly chasing a goal, and they got the breakthrough they deserved.
Yeah, people look for excuses in the defence there, but I thought that was good attack, good way of attacking the corner.
It was. I mean, some goals are created, Jim, aren't they, and some are just needlessly conceded. You have to say from the corner, Jim Loughlin attacked it well. This, I thought, was an excellently taken goal. Regardless of the space Rangers gave Stephen Thompson, the presence of mind he has here, and the assuredness he shows, I thought were pretty impressive.
And this could have given Alex Smith the point he felt they deserved.
Well, this was right at the death, and Charlie Miller could have scored, and then it came right across to O'Brien. And I've personally been in the Ibrox press box, and I've witnessed these final minutes, frantic minutes, when all hell is breaking out around the ground, when a team like Dundee United are pressing for an equaliser, and they could have got one there.
Lorenzo Amoruso, he scored a goal for Rangers yesterday. Let's have a look at that. Alex Smith not happy with his defence here.
No.
You can see why.
No, yes, this was fairly embarrassing from Dundee United's point of view. 8 orange shirts in the penalty box, not one of them within 2 yards of Lorenzo Amoruso. Nobody would accept that.
Straight over to the dugout to Andy Watson.
Yeah, I agree with what David Murray said at the Rangers AGM last week. Amoruso can be inconsistent and his mind can wander, but he can make really major contributions to Rangers. This was a brilliant pass, fantastic pass out for Arveladze, I believe.
Yeah, it was the pass which led to the goal, and just you can see it again. He looks up, spots him, and hits it inch perfect.
He's a rather kind of bombastic character, Amoruso. And because he's got that kind of bombast about him, he thinks, I fancy making these 80-yard passes and this kind of thing. When they come off, it's glorious, like it did with the creation of that goal. Other times, against Monaco in the Champions League, he sold that game for Rangers by charging forward. So he's a mixed bag of fortunes, I would say.
Yeah, we